Hello folks, this is Ralph, and today I'm going to show you how I looked at the tape today during the FOMC minutes. To start off, I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at right now. We have the reconstructed tape up here for the NASDAQ NQ, down here for ES, and down here for RTY or the Russell. Also up here, I just have just a 1,000 trade chart of the E-mini S&P using Heikin-Ashi. I'm really never looking at this chart. I just put it up so that you could tell in context where we're at in the day. Pacific time, so the market opens for me at 6:30 in the morning that you can't see. So I basically have all the charts synced, and this is where the FOMC minutes happened. They were pretty muted, so not a whole lot happened. Just some large orders hit the tape, and then we traded sideways for a little bit, traded up. I actually almost got long here, but thought that maybe this was just exhaustion. So thankfully, I traded down, traded up, and then I'm not going to go over how this line is drawn, but it's automatically drawn by the reconstructed tape. But as you can see, there were people who were defending it right here. And at this point in time, we're now about 5 minutes into the FOMC minutes after they were released. And there wasn't really any selling occurring until this period right here. There was mostly some buying and then some selling right here. Potentially the same people that bought right here sold. Okay. And at this point in time, I wasn't really sure what to do. So I was just watching, and then, more red started hitting the tape. Some green bubbles started showing up. Then we traded down. I still haven't done anything at this point. As you can see, we had already traded down quite a bit. Maybe I was thinking to myself, well, I didn't catch 6 points of this move, but it doesn't matter. Then another bot or bots hit the tape, or something happened. Who knows? It doesn't really matter, but the tape got a little bit more active. So you start paying a little bit more attention. You look at the NQ tape, you start seeing some buys. And then what happens? We trade up slowly but surely, and you can see it over here, just so you can get a little bit more context. Trade up, trade up, trade up. And then there's a big red ball that shows up in the tape. 400 lots. And then that actually reverses the market, brings the market down. And I believe at some point in time around here is when I started shorting, because that's what really gave me the confidence that we were going to start making lower lows. When you're watching the tape, you want to start looking for things that weren't happening before and now are maybe quote unquote considered unusual, right? So previously we saw multiple orders together hitting the tape. We saw some buys before, after some sells, and then we saw something very unusual for that time. Of course, every time is different, but we saw a big red order hit the tape, and then we started seeing these consistent red orders, the sell orders hitting the tape around the same size, right? So if you're looking at the size right here, 200, 250, 250, there's another 200 right here. There's another 250 right here. And you have to swift through the noise and really find the things that are outliers, the things that stick out. And this is somebody just hitting the tape consistently, right? They're trying to bring the market down. Going, keep going, keep going. And again, you're just observing, making sure that there's still people selling the market so that you can stay in your trade. And then eventually things change. And that's what you're really looking for. You don't really know what it's going to look like. It always looks a little bit different market participants and whatnot. So we're still seeing this consistent sells around the same size. So you can assume that it's the same player forcing the market down. And then this is unusual now, right? Things have changed. You start seeing also the big sells in NQ and in the Russell. Something is different now. And either we're going to really drop, or maybe there's another trader on the other side absorbing these large orders. Potentially there's also traders who are essentially selling so that they can buy the market up again. And you also start seeing some larger buys. So saw one back here. So you have to be vigilant for these things. And now you're on your toes, seeing the potential for the market to reverse. And then again, you start seeing like these consecutive buy orders. This is actually pretty typical, where you see multiple buys around the same size just popping. They're like pop, 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 and then the market goes up. And sure enough, that's what happened. You can see it happening right here. So, after you look at the tape for long enough, you start seeing these patterns, and it never really looks the same. But then we started trading up, and then we really just ranged for the rest of the day. You can see it through here. And now we're just back in the same balance area that we were previously before. So I'll just leave it at that. I hope that this was helpful. And until next time, everyone, happy trading.